The hyper-naked world seems to be the next big thing for 2020. Today Ducati just launched the new Streetfighter V4, a bike based on the Ducati Panigale V4, which is a tremendous bike with a lot of power and a lot of systems. Actually, I think it's the best superbike of the moment, and this Streetfighter seems to be just like it. So this is so impressive. The central piece of this bike is the engine. It features the same technology as the MotoGP Ducati bike. It's a counter-rotating shaft which helps a lot with the forces while going inside the turn. I tried the Ducati Panigale V4 and it was very impressive while tackling the turns. The counter-rotating force helped a lot with the inertia, so the bike was so fast at the corner entry, it was incredible. This bike will have the same attitude for sure. The power plant that Ducati fitted on the Streetfighter produces 208 horsepower in stock version, so it's still a huge amount of power. Right now I think it's the most powerful hyper naked out there. This is a sports naked, how they call it. So this bike is more intended toward track use and heavy street use rather than touring. The looks are not far from the Panigale. The major change is this headlight that Ducati says it's inspired by the Joker because it looks just like the face of the Joker. So that's pretty impressive. It looks very badass, it looks very mean, it looks like a beast that wants to be ridden very hard. You have the same amounts of electronics, the same high-end parts like on the Panigale V4. You have the all-in suspension, front and rear, Brembo brakes, Brembo calipers. So everything is there for you to have a lot of fun or to ride it very fast on track. Greatness is in my genetics. Rely on me, you never regret it. Victory's mine, yeah, that's where I'm headed. For this passion and drive, I'm forever indebted. In the electronics compartment, you have everything you wished for. You have the traction control, you have the electronic suspension, the ABS, even the slide control from the Panigale. So this is supposed to be just as a track machine, just like the Panigale V4R, I think. Rather than that, you have even these two sets of winglets on each side that Ducati says it will bring up a force of 28 kilograms while riding at 270 kilometers on a highway or on a track. So that's meant to add up the stability and also enhances the looks, because I never saw a Streetfighter or a bike, a naked bike like this, a hyper naked, to have winglets. So this might be one of my new favorite naked right now because it looks so outrageous. As you might think, the Ducati Panigale, it's not the most comfortable everyday ride. So the Ducati engineers took care of that by adding up some more foam in the saddle. So now it's a bit plusher, you have a lot more cushion over there in order to use it every day. So it's everyday fun for you. If this photo looks familiar, it's because this dash is borrowed from the Panigale. The only different thing over here is the handlebar that was fitted above the 333 clamps, and I definitely want to be behind these bars riding at around 200 kilometers an hour and using all those 208 horsepower that this bike has to deliver in the standard version. If you chose to go for the S version, the things might change a bit because the bike can go up to 220 horsepower with the race kit on. You have the exhaust system, the full Akrapovic exhaust system that you can fit on. And there's also a set of Marchesini forged wheels, which will help a lot with the forces on track and will improve your times. The starting price for the standard Streetfighter will be 20,000 euros, and you might think, why is it so cheap compared to Panigale, which is close to this bike and almost the same bike? Well, it's because of the lack of fairings, the lack of huge headlights or LED units that the Ducati Panigale has, also the windshield and everything that can cut off the cost.
So for this one over here, you also have a downgrade in power, and things are not very different, but it's a naked. You wouldn't be able to ride it as fast as the Panigale V4R, which is actually one of the best choices in the market right now for track use. There's a lot of potential over here. You still get everything that the Panigale has, but with minimal downgrade, so you can use it on street, because on street things are a bit changed. You have to be able to ride the bike every day, to be comfortable, and also to be safe, which is very important because you're not using it every day on track. So that's why Ducati made a downgrade in the power output. For me, the Panigale V4R experience was a huge joy. It was very impressive to ride it on track. That machine can deliver an impressive amount of power, and it's very agile and very flickable on track. You can use it very fast, and the bike still has some reserves to give you. S version is the closest you can get to a Panigale V4R, because you have the Akrapovic exhaust line, which will help the bike produce around 220 horsepower, and the lightweight wheels that will help you a lot on track. So this bike remains a must ride, a must try machine for next year. I can't wait to put my hands on it, but unfortunately we will be able to ride it after March 2020, when the bike will be available in Italy. So this is for now. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this one.
I said you're looking at the chosen one.